Guys, it's Alex, one of the faith formation leaders with Luther Crest. In this video, I wanted to show you how you can make your very own piggy bank. And so, the piggy bank that I'm going to be making is what is called a totem pole piggy bank. And so, to make this craft, you're going to need a few things. You'll need some cans. I had some empty cans from like soups and beans, and so usually a lot of cans can stack on top of each other and they work really well for this project. You'll need some colorful tape. I got like this rainbow one, this blue, and then a pink one. And then you'll also need some crafting paper of just all kinds of different colors. And then you'll also need some scissors and some glue. And so what I found that kind of works best for this project is hot glue. But if you're going to be using hot glue or even scissors, please get your parents' help with this project to avoid any sort of potential injury. And so what we're going to start off is by taking our can. We're going to then wrap colorful tape around it. And so I need to find the end here. And here it is. I'm going to kind of guesstimate here about how much around it needs, and then I'll cut off some strips. So there's one. And I'll cut off two more. Because with the size of this tape and then the cans that I'm using, it takes about 3 strips of tape to cover the whole thing. Alright, then here's 3, and then I just hope that I cut them long enough. Alright, and so you're going to take one strip, and then you're going to kind of put it around the top, about right there. And so I'm going to look at it to make sure that I got it in about the right spot. And I'm going to move it down just a little bit. About right there, and then you're gonna start, it's crinkling. Alright, and then you're gonna start wrapping it around your can. So, oh, definitely made it long enough on this one. Alright. Alright, like that. You'll take your other tape. I'm going to start it along kind of where I did the other one. And then you'll just kind of match it up a bit. Yeah, like that. And so then you'll start wrapping that one as well. Going, and then that one was long enough. Alright, and you'll take the last one, and then you'll put it along the bottom to cover the rest of the can. Alright. Awesome. And so, if along the top or the bottom there's a bit of tape, kind of slipping off, just kind of push that down a little bit, but it's not really going to affect the project that much. Alright, and then depending on the type of color or tape that you use, you may need to do a second layer around to kind of make it darker, depending on how dark you want your color. But now we're ready to start our animal. And so the animal that I'll be making on this can is an elephant. And so this is where your craft paper can come in handy now. And that we want to start applying different body parts. So I'm going to be adding some eyes, the ears, and then of course the trunk. And so let's start with the ears. What I do to make it easy to make 2 ears from one drawing is that I take my piece of paper and I fold it. And so then on the side where it has like the crease here is where I drew the cutout for my ear. Because if you do it from here, when you cut it out, you'll have two sides, and so then you can just cut it in the middle, and you'll have two symmetric ears. If you're a non-artist like I am, that really comes in handy because if I try to make two separate ears, they're not going to look anything alike. And so I'm going to cut the ear out. And this is, since he's an elephant, he's going to need some big ears. And then, oh, one thing I also forgot to mention. Where we're going to glue at, I add on like this little tab here. And that's what we're going to fold over and then glue that part onto the can so that it stays on. So I'll finish cutting out this ear. Alright, it's like that. See, now you got two ears. So I'll cut those down the middle, and then I can fold those so that I can then glue the ears on. So you'll take your hot glue and stick it on the can. This one. Do the same on this side. And the nice thing about hot glue is that it'll dry right away and that'll stick. And so there, now you got two ears on the can. And so next I'm going to do is the trunk. And so I already drew out the trunk on this, and so now I'll just cut it out. Alright, and then there's the trunk. So now I'll add some more hot glue on this. And I'll stick it right there in the middle for his trunk. Then last thing is the eyes. And so I do the same thing with the eyes as I did with the ears, and then I cut it out on the crease so that I have two symmetric eyes. Alright, so now we'll add the eyes. Right there. And then number 2. And there is an elephant, or at least my version of an elephant. And so with the totem pole, there's usually multiple stacks. And so I went ahead and created 2 more cans before I started this video because it would get way too long. And so here is the pig, because we're making a piggy bank, so it should make sense that we'd have a pig. And I made a bird here, and then now we can add the 3rd totem pole. And so here is what your finished project could look like, but they could be any kind of animal, and that's the fun part about this craft, is that you have a piggy bank and you can design it however you like. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and please go out and make your own piggy banks, and if you do, tag Luther Crest in your photos so that we can see them as well. Alright, have a good day everyone.